everybody, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. As you can see, I have a box, and this box contains, well, I'm not really sure exactly what it all contains. I have another couple of them coming tomorrow, maybe 3 coming tomorrow. So the vast majority of a lot of stuff comes tomorrow because I got all of the cardstock. I didn't get refills, but maybe I have some stamp pads in here. But anyway, welcome to my stamp studio. I had intended to do this video live, but you will hear I'm sure in parts of this, some thunders, some rumbling of thunders. And we're under a tornado warning. And my mom and my sister have already lost power a few times today. So I decided not to go live because it's just frustrating for both me and you. Really frustrating for me when I go to the trouble to set it up. And then it cuts in and out, and frustrating for you because you're telling me that you can't see me and I can't see it to see you. Tell me. But anyway, welcome to my stamp studio. This does contain lots of pre-order stuff from the upcoming 2023-2024. Oh my gosh. When I started, it was the 1995 catalog. Of course, there was no internet then, so we didn't do unboxings. We couldn't even ask our friends online what they got because there was no way to ask them. So I'm going to pull this stuff out. When I do it like this, my daughter had thought maybe she would come today to help. As you can see, she's not here. I think she is coming tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll get some more stuff. Tomorrow I may do it today. I may do some colors today. I'm going to move all this out of here. A color comparison, because we have a color refresh. See, new colors, and the markers have been redesigned, so we'll take a look at those in a second. But she's going to come stamp a card tomorrow, and I'll stamp a card tomorrow. We actually spent some time with Sarah Douglas, who is the CEO of Stampin' Up. And Sarah often stamps with her mom, who is the original CEO of Stampin' Up. So she called Carissa Gen 2, and her mom's Gen 1. So we have a Gen 1, Gen 2 too. And I can commiserate with her mom when they stamp together. But oftentimes they stamp at our events together. And so when we stamp together, sometimes people that watch them see the comparisons. Let me get this all out. Now, if you two wish that you could have giant boxes of this, well, anybody can. And anybody can pay the exorbitant amount to get it shipped overnight, if you so desire. But I do a class, and I will open registration. So when my email goes out for this, and then for the next couple of weeks, I will have the email, have the sign up link. But I do a class. It's called a Try It class. I don't do paper shares. I don't do stuff where I cut this up, because if you cut this up into 6x6, this is some beautiful paper, is it not? Then not everybody's going to get it. And then at the end of the year, you're going to have a bunch of paper left that you didn't use. So I do a class, and it's called a Try It class. And we'll do 12 projects together. So you will get to see all of the new ribbons, all of the new embellishments, and then lots of the new papers. You'll get all of the new papers. You just won't get every sheet of every one. But you'll use them all. So when you're done with the class, you will have used all of the new papers, all of the new embellishments, a selection of folders, a selection of the punches, a selection of the dies, and then you'll also have a template book that you can use. There, we're doing it. So if you're interested in that, my first card will be the first that I make from this. I always pressure myself. So let's do the colors first, because then I can get them off the table. So if I can figure them out, I can do it this way though. Boho Blue is an in color. We'll do the cardstock. So Boho Blue is an in color. Some of these I know are not. Oh, well, look, I have it this way. I wanted to make sure I got them. Moody Mauve is an in color. Pebbled Path is an in color. And you want to know one of the ways I know what the in colors are? It's because this weekend I went to Old Navy. I have on an Old Navy shirt right now, but it's last year's. Because I buy Old Navy t-shirts because they're cheap, but they really only last 1 year to wear like out. I was going to say nice, but they're an Old Navy t-shirt, right? And then now I will move last year's to my pajama thing, I do like a switch over. And so I went to Old Navy and I bought them and I pulled them out when I got home. This is not even, that is last year's. So now I have 2 sets of those. I told you, you don't order a lot of things at 2 o'clock in the morning. Some of you were yelling at me. That's why if I did a live, maybe I would have seen the comments going like, what are you doing? See, it's not a wise idea. This is why I just order partial and then I go back and I'll fix it. I have a fix-it order going in today and I will look at what I did on the other thing. This is 2025. I don't even know that I have all of the colors. Most of the cardstock is coming tomorrow. So I don't have the copper. Because I didn't get all of a lot of you. I didn't want to pay the overnight charge on a lot of cardstock. So here are 4 and then there's copper. So that's the new in colors. But I do have, look, here's the ribbon. But these, if you take away the boho blue, those were the colors of the t-shirts that I got at Old Navy. Because Stampin' Up's always on trend. Do I have all, oh look, I do have all of the colors of the ribbon. So there are our, and I know that some of you are thinking that you like bright colors. This is my color palette right here. That's kind of where I live in decorating. If you add a green to it, because I do like green, but the browns, the oranges, the golds, that's where I live. And if I have to do a pink, I like it to have that dusty, I mean, I'm a child of the 80s. We did not say pink, we said mauve, or we said dusty rose. So those are your in colors. And if you're thinking you don't like them and you follow my channel, you just wait. You will be ordering them. Even if right now you're saying, well, at least I'm not going to spend money on those. You will be. Trust me. Well, my adhesive just fell off the table. So that is those. And if you're in club, you just wait because we'll make them work. And that thing of paper that I had at the top when I showed you that, I'm pretty sure that had some in colors in it. So that's the in colors. Now we can make space on the table. My husband did go through last night. He likes to get rid of all of the stuff because I had started to run out of room. So that's in colors. Now let's do returning colors because you've seen these before. Blueberry Bushel has been around before. Berry Burst has been around before. And I don't have all of these either, I'm sure. I just kind of filled in with some stuff to get me to, we have a limit before you pay even more for overnight fees. So I hit the limit and then I stopped. So these are returning colors and they will now be part of, I don't think I have all of the new colors. I think those are what's in my second day because I did that order as well. But I do have the returning colors. So here's Lost Lagoon, Lemon Lime Twist. I loved that color. It's an 80s color. We weren't all dusty in the 80s. Misty Moonlight, which as I was cleaning my office, I found a couple of packs of that. You can tell that was my blue. Peacock, Berry Burst, and Blueberry Bushel. So those are returning. The returning colors. And then the new colors are here. So there's not a ton of new colors, but I do have the packet and you can buy them like this. So if you want to just fill out, especially if you didn't keep your in colors, I don't keep my in colors. So we have Azure Afternoon, Lost Lagoon, which in my head, I thought that was a blue. And then when they started showing it, oh, and Fresh Freesia, but I still have that because that is a current in color that was retiring, but it's staying. And then Peacock I have been using because I found the refill. Now we have Bubble Bath. That will come in my order tomorrow. Then we have Lemon Lolly, which is this color you can see on top. The Lemon Lime Twist. And then this will be fun. We'll find out if you guys say pecan or if you say pecan. I say pecan. So pecan pie. And I'll probably get hungry every single time I use that color. So those are the 4 colors and I will have those papers tomorrow. So I will do my color comparison video. What's today? Wednesday. You'll probably see that on maybe on Friday. It's Good Friday. My husband has the day off and we're doing taxes and making sure all of our stuff is in order for our trip that happens in about 1 month. So it's kind of gotten away from us. So that's the colors. And then there's lots of new blends. I did find my Misty Moonlight blends. Apparently Misty Moonlight was the color that I thought I would use, but it had been buried in the depths. I think I did get all of the blends because they were a little bit easier to see on our order form. It's not, oh, there's the thunder. Please, power, stay on. I could keep recording because it's on my phone, and on Friday, most of you know my phone has been, it's at death's doorstep as far as recording. See, look at those colors that I know some of you just said you didn't like. Look at them on there. This right here speaks to my little 70s Girl Scout heart. But we're also he's gonna take my phone because he doesn't record for hours. So the phone itself is fine, but I'm gonna get the new phone. All right, let's take a look at the new markers because I really can't wait to see the new markers. Now, if you have the old markers, they're fine. These just have some new and improved tips. The other tips have been good for my almost coming up on 30 years. They've been the same markers for 30 years, and I still have some of my originals. So it's not like you need to replace them. If you want to, if your markers are almost 30 years old and you've had them since the beginning of time, you can, or you can just get, this is the core colors. I don't keep my markers on the desk. I might run over and get one. So this is shaded spruce. Here is, we'll have them, this is tip to tip. You would think that perhaps somebody who has a lot of paper might have a piece of, here. It's just one of my writing tablets. So here is, you can see the lengthwise they're the same, so they're gonna fit in your storage thing, but look where these tips hit. So this is the old one, the caps. The caps are longer on the old one, so the caps are shorter. Let's look at the bullet tip. I hardly ever use this bullet because I just don't write with our markers. And you know, you should always store them on their sides, so both sides are ready. If you store them for too long one way or the other, then all the other, whichever tip was up, eventually would dry out. So here's the bullet tip. I mean, you can write with them, and I know lots of people use them for journaling, so they're fine to write with. So here is the tip on the old one. And here's the tip on the new one. So if you do bullet journaling, I don't have time to journal anything. I don't even have time to write my to-do list down. So you can see how much bigger. So if you do bullet journaling, it actually will make a bullet for you. And if you do it this way, you can see the size difference. So it's a bigger tip on that side. So that's our little tip. Now let's go over to the brush tip. This is where I live on our markers. I do love our Stampin' Writes. They don't blend. So I tend to use more time on our using the blends. So it has I guess I shouldn't have put the lid back on. But to color on your markers, to have that, whoops. And if you don't know, the little line right here means that's the little tip. The big line right here means that's your brush tip. So they have improved the tip. It's hard to see it, but until we actually work with them, coloring them on paper, this though to color on your stamp. So new and improved, but you don't feel that you have to replace them. Now the color families, of course, did change because they've moved things around, and I have that little video on my Facebook page that shows where they have switched the colors around, because when they do a color refresh, they want to make sure that every family has a yellow, a orange, a blue, a brown. So they've swapped some of them around. So that's that. Now let's see if I can figure out which goes with which. I don't have a catalog yet because mine, oh, look, here were I did get these. Just don't have the paper, and I got the wrong markers. So there you go. I have 2 sets of last year's markers. The thing I used the least of any of our coloring tools would be the markers, but here are the new pads of those. I had just covered them up. Let's see if we can piece this together. Okay, I'm going to show you, if you purchase from me, my daughter's going to come over one day soon, and we are going to make, I'm going to put on a movie, and we're going to make the thank you cards for if you purchase in new catalog month. So that will be May. So they'll be all done when we get back from our trip. She's going with us. So look at this, crafting with you. Look, it has a little cut and emboss machine. So if somehow, some way, it will definitely have this on it because we can't wait to use it. So we're gonna just knock them all out because obviously new catalog month is my busiest month of all of the months. So we're gonna need lots and lots of thank you cards, and they'll all just be the same. We were talking about it yesterday, and it will say life is better when you're crafting. We're gonna use that one. So even though we haven't seen the catalog, we know this is the thank you card that we're gonna make. Often 90% of the time, except for Christmas and new catalog, I tend to you get thank you stamps, thank you cards from things that I've stamped on my channel. But this will just knock them out. So look at these. You can get some scissors. There's a little craft basket. There's all these little crafting pieces. So it's not just stamping either. There's a ruler, like there's an embroidery hoop. Super cute. I can't wait to play with this. What's this? This is going to be one of those where I have to run it through to see exactly what they are, especially when you don't have the catalog. Although, as a practice, I don't look at the samples in a catalog before I use it because I don't want a preconceived notion of what anything is supposed to be. So I tend to run these through. That looks like that might be thread. But this will be your thank you card. So if you purchase from me in May. May is new catalog month. They've switched everything around. It takes a minute. So let's kind of get the things that are obvious out. So that's obvious. And then look at this. I have to show you something. I'll tell you a little story because when we did our event, when Sarah came, we had what we called a little Stampin' Up museum, and we found lots of our old stuff. So once upon a time, I sold a stamp set on eBay, and then I went to send it, and it was missing the monkey. This is a long time ago, 2004. And I couldn't find the monkey stamp, even though it was in the photo, so it had been in there. And then years later, I found it, and this was my daughter's favorite stamp, and she had taken it out of the set because she didn't want it to leave our home. She was quite small at the time. So I found this, and we reminisced about the missing monkey story that I spent forever, and then I had to tell the lady I couldn't sell it to her because the monkey had vanished. So we have a new monkey. And actually we had a sneak peek of a new kit at our event, and she, unbeknownst to her that we had a new monkey set, she had recorded the thing and then put a little monkey on top of it so people could see that we were seeing it but not see what it was. So she has a thing for monkeys. So we have a new little monkey punch and a little monkey set. So this will be fun to use. It will also go well if you have gotten the punch that's online exclusive of the fun little, I can't remember the word of the plant, but the tropical leaf punch. So that'll be fun. So that's it. I have a couple of other bundles coming in tomorrow's. Let's see if we can figure it. This one goes with this. It looks like these probably go with this. If you're in Card Club, when I was looking kind of at the catalog online, which it doesn't fit on my computer screen, I do think that this has a high possibility of being our Card Club for May, because I'll have to be able to work with it in April. And so this is the stuff that I'm limited to designing with. Look how pretty this ribbon is. Ribbon Duo pack. Let's look at the dies. Cheerful Daisies. And I will open up the paper in just a second. And I know I got all this because I just hit the button for, you know, the suite. So these I couldn't have messed up. If something's missing, it wasn't my fault. So here's the Cheerful Daisy dies. And then we'll take a quick look at the paper. When she's here, she's always the one that opens all this for me. So tomorrow, the video will be much shorter. I'll show you the few things that I missed. Oh yeah, these are pretty. So in my Card Club, every time for a Card Club, they can buy the bundle or just the stamps for any of the dies that we use that month for Card Club. I run them through. Well, my husband does. So I do. This will be the one that we use, unless sometimes it gets sold out just from demonstrators. If that would happen, then I'll switch to something else. But I think it will be, as long as the issue of it not being out of stock, this will be what we use. And then they will get a full package of this, which is this beautiful ribbon. It doesn't have the colors on here. Lemon Lime Twist and maybe Petal Pink. This looks like it's the new pink. And then these, is there another color? Sometimes there's another color hiding at the top, but it looks like that's it. And then let's take a look at this paper. This has the new Azure, the Boho Blue, Bubble Bath, Cajun Craze, Copper Clay, Crushed Curry, Espresso, Garden Green, Lemon Lolly, Moody Mauve, Pebbled Path, Pretty Peacock, and Wild Wheat. So it has lots of colors in it. But don't worry, if you're in Card Club, you don't have to have them all to make it work. Because, I mean, that looks like it could be gray granite. They have all of my sleeves ready. So when in Card Club, they'll get half a packet of this. So, and then if you do try it class, we will do a card. And I mean, I make them tasteful. So you can't put every single solitary piece of cardstock on a card, because I always get one or two where I can get every single solitary piece. Those are my favorite cards. You can't own every one, but you can see a lot of them. And then this month in Card Club, they're getting a little square of all of the new colors of cardstock, new ones, not returning. So if it's returning, they won't, but all of the new in colors and all of the new core colors. So that's a little perk of Card Club too. And it's online, and there is always information on my website and in my emails for that. Oh, and I just stood on that thing that busted. Oh, this one's going to be fun. This is the other one that I have considered for Card Club, but I think you don't have to have a die cut machine to make it work to be in Card Club. And I'm not sure that this, because I haven't played with it, it's my second choice. The other one just looks much more springy, but I already kind of have the card for Try It class in mind, because the dies for this are super different. It is called Countryside Inn. If you have been up to like Door County up in Wisconsin, this reminds me of some of the Swedish kind of places up there that you can stay. It has a Scandinavian feel to it. Super fun. Look at all those little animals, and they're kind of hidden in there. So it has that Scandinavian feel. So there's that. I don't know. It used to be really easy to do my Try It class, because they would give you, I could use this ribbon. So we'll use this ribbon in Try It class, because there used to be a ribbon and an embellishment. So I would do Try It class and we'd kind of go through. Here is the Countryside Blossoms folder. So more than likely we'll use that. Now here is the stamp set, the Countryside Corners. So see, it's a little bit harder to use for Card Club, because look at the dies. These are the Countryside Corner dies. But while difficult to use for Card Club, for those girls that are in it that don't have a die cut machine, for my Try It class, super, super fun. Because this is kind of like the dioramas that just went away. But we have this really fun little thing, and then they'll cut all of these out, which I can't send stamped images, but this will be really a really fun way to get you lots of the paper on a Try It class, which is the intent in Try It, because I'll be able to get you lots of the papers, because we can get them all that way, and then I'll be able to get you the folder too. So looking forward to that. And I don't think this one has an embellishment. I think it has the folder. So that's this one. Now these are always not controversial. How was that for knocking that to the floor? Oh, well, this could go with that, but I can make it work with the other one. This is the Zany Zoo, because you know people are funny about the animals. But I like the animals, and I like for the Try It class, because I can't send stamped images because it's against our little policy with Stampin' Up. We are not allowed to send them in a class. So when I have these in Try It class, we don't need stamps, because you can cut these out. So let's look at this side, and then we'll look at the other side. But these are, I love a card like this, because it may not be your style, right? You might not choose this and want this on your birthday card as a 58-year-old woman, but if you have an 8-year-old little neighbor boy and you want to make him something, they're adorable. And then the other side can be used for anything. And I always love a good koala. And that little dog is sweet. I think it's a really sweet set. And the other side, but maybe this might be fun for your 58-year-old best friend, because who doesn't love a little llama that's knitting? So it has, I think it's sweet. And a paper set like this, like the little kitten who's doing ballerina, this whole little ballerina set would have been my daughter's. She did ballet for a long time. When she was little, she would have loved it. And my nephew would have loved this when he was little, all these little camping creatures. Actually, he would still like it now. So super cute. And then the Zany Zoo has the images. So if you just need it for a rare occasion, get just the paper and cut them out. And there's ways you can kind of bring them to life. But if you love it and you know you'll use it a lot, then get the stamps. This one doesn't look like it has any ribbon either, or something. I mean, something has. I don't think anything has these. I think that's why I got two. When I first did the Try It classes, and you know, I was a few years younger and it was a little bit easier. And the older I get, they keep it more of a challenge. Saving the best dies for last. I don't know, those hexagon ones are pretty cool, but the coolest ones are coming. Well, the ones that are coming tomorrow, they're super cool as well. They were not part of a suite. And most of the time for Card Club, except when it's a new catalog, here comes the rain. My preference is not to use the stamps that go with the paper. I like to mix it up because it's pretty intuitive for you to use stamps that go with paper. So you have they're performing, as you see. So this comes with a little stage. Has a little drawbacks, and you can create the little stage with the balloons and the trees if you want to keep them outside the flowers. So I think this has a lot of potential. For those of you that watch all of my watercolor videos, today's a stays on kind of day, is it not? Okay, so this one it has a bunch of stuff for it. So let's start with the 6x6 paper. This is Bright and Beautiful. So my catalogs have not shipped. You want to hear my sad little story? They tried a new system this year. So I could order at 2 o'clock our time, which is 12 o'clock Mountain Time. So I set my alarm for 1:45, but I didn't fall asleep, so I was just up. So this is cute, yeah. But it's really how it works with the dies. It's fun colors. It's a very useful pack of paper. So it comes with this. So I got up and you always try a couple of minutes before to see if maybe everything's loaded, and it wasn't ready yet. So that's okay. So at the stroke of 2, which was the stroke of midnight, I was in, and I was like, well, that was no problem. I got in, I ordered my catalogs, boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes of them. And we're not allowed to expedite those. And then I went back to order this stuff. No, then I ordered my club stuff because a lot of it was on sale and I didn't want it to run out for the girls in club. And that went pretty smoothly, except for everything that you hit, it would spin and spin and spin and spin. And then it kicked me out just before payment. So it took about 40 minutes to put that order in. Then I was going to order some customer things, and the queue thing, the new thing, it told me that it was going to be, I did get put in the queue for the first order, and it was 10 minutes, and it took 10 minutes. Then it was going to be an hour. My catalogs still have not shipped because it's 78 here today, maybe 80. But they have 10 inches of snow in Salt Lake. So they're having a hard time getting into work. Isn't this paper beautiful? And it goes with this. So my catalogs haven't shipped. So I learned my lesson. Don't put the catalog order in first because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what order you put them in, because I called yesterday because other people's have shipped who ordered after me. It was the quantity of them I ordered. So I'm hoping they ship today. She told me that they looked like they were in line to ship today, because they'll go in club orders. Everybody that ordered in March, your thank you gifts are ready. I worked on them yesterday, hoping that my catalogs would be here soon. And then if those of you that ordered yesterday, my daughter is shipping all of my April thank you gifts for me. As payment, she gets free stamp stuff. So, don't think she's doing it out of just the sheer goodness of her heart. She is helping but she does get some free stamp stuff. Now, this is what I really wanted you to see. Remember this? When you do get your catalog, that's where I started my little rant about the catalogs. You will notice, this is one of the very first suites in the catalog. You'll put this little thing through and it cuts a fringe in this. Super, 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 super cool. Again, we may use it in club, but it makes it hard for those of you that don't have a cut and emboss machine. Maybe now's the time that everybody just gets one, right? So that's what I have. When I'm live, I would ask you, I think I would have made it live because, well, I don't know, it could have flickered. Things can flicker and I don't notice when I'm doing this. But down below this video, let me know which of these things you want to see used. I don't know. Whatever I use now is going to be the first Try It class project. So it may be that blue one. Maybe not. I don't know. Because I'm a little tired and I need another cup of coffee to kind of rejuvenate because I'm a little bit miffed about my markers. I also have to figure out what I didn't order and what's coming tomorrow, so I'll have to print that out. So check back. There will be a little bit of a video. If you're on my email list, then the Try It class registration will open with that email. And no, I didn't show you these. I think this is the only other thing. It looks like these are in color. Yep, 2023 to 2025, which is not this. So for those of you who have to contact me sometimes because you ordered the wrong thing, see, I do it too. So never feel like, oh, I have to tell her I ordered the wrong thing, because there you go. It was the first thing I showed you and it wasn't even right. Everybody have a great day. And things are selling out on the sale stuff, but there's still a ton of stuff left. Tons of bargains. So go get a bargain, and then Carissa will shoot you your free stuff as soon as we get those catalogs in. Have a great one. Bye.